Welcome everyone back to the last episode of this season of the European Journeyman. Not the last episode ever. My God, we're quite a way away from that. In today's episode, we have our last two games of the season in the Slovenian First Division. We're away to Illuminij and then at home to Maribor. Since you last left us, we've played a few games. I just thought with this great run, we may actually get back into a title race. We then came up against Olympia in the Cup, and I can't believe this. We were leading the game. Sorry, we went a goal behind. Then we led the game. They equaled it up. We went to extra time. We scored in the 110th minute. I thought that was it. And then on the counter-attack, we should have took it into the corner. In the 122nd minute, they get an equaliser. They then miss on penalties, or Tola missing ours. They scored all of theirs. We crash out in the quarterfinals. But then, even worse, in the bloody semi-final, Olympia went and lost to Mura. I thought, well, at least if Olympia win the whole thing, Europa League qualification will go to second in the league. No, they then went out to Mura. Maribor are once again in a final. If you look at the past winners, they've been runner-up 4 times in a row. Maybe this year they can actually win it. That would be nice for them. But then we lost to them in the league as well, and we played even worse. So it really fell apart. We then beat Domžale 7-1, so we really responded well. But then back-to-back draws against Kelj and bottom of the league, Illerija. We were 2-0 down in that game as well. So really, really poor from us. All of that means is we have confirmed our European qualification. We will be at least in the Conference League, but we are a point behind Kelj. Obviously, Europa League is going to go to the Cup. So then third place will be getting the second qualifying round. Second place in the league will be getting the Conference League second qualifying round, and then third place will be getting the first qualifying round. We have, at minimum, got into the Conference League first qualifying round, but we do have an opportunity to jump in ahead of Kelj, who play Koper and Mura, so two fairly decent sides. Obviously, Mura getting into the final can't be too bad. Koper up in fourth. So we've got a chance to leapfrog Kelj today. We're going to do that hopefully in the first game and then hopefully confirm it in the second game. So this is the team we've got for the Illuminij game. We've got Kursija in goal, back four of Agu, Sianchi, Ortola and Pol, Fey and Goranak in midfield, Pajaro and Banacek on the wing, Mahmoud, who's on 27 goals, 27 up front with Kanka, who's actually chipped in with 6 goals, but obviously, of course, we're going to be bringing on Mateta straight away. We can't mess around with these last 2 games. We need to get our best team out there. So unfortunately, Kanka is going to be subbed off within the first minute of these games because we need to win. I want to win today. The players could not care less. So at the very bare minimum, we are in Europa Conference, which is good. But if we could get into that second round, almost took Mamu off there, that's not what I want to do. If we can get into that second round, we will, of course, have a better chance of actually qualifying for the league phase. We did go out in the third qualifying round this season, so if we could beat that next season, that would be good. If we could get to the playoff, then that would be improvement. But we are, of course, slightly behind where we were last season. Obviously, we won the cup last season and finished second, so to not win the cup or not even get to the final, to go out in the quarters and then finish third we've actually taken a step back. Now, I do think we just had a bit of a poor run. Had we not had that run, I think we comfortably finished second. I think we should have been in a title challenge this year. Kelj do go a goal ahead, which does hurt. Obviously, if we both win today, it'll come down to the last game of the season, which will be against Maribor. Not an easy game in the slightest. And Illuminij do whip it in, but we get it clear, and Felix Agu can start the counter. Can he play the ball? Just play the ball. He does, into Banacek. He's got acres of room to run in. Finds an option, and Thomas Pol, of all people, I didn't know. I can't believe he's the one up there for some reason. Our left back in the striking position, finishes off the chance, makes it Tabor 1. Illuminij 0, and Kelj are actually drawn. Koper have equalised, which means we do go second in the league, so could be potentially getting ourselves back into second place. Banacek finishes off a lovely ball in from Agu. I have to say, since we've improved the rest of the squad, Agu's certainly looking better. I was suspect of him, but since we've got a proper left back in, and I think the whole squad's just been playing better, he does seem to have improved quite a bit. Mateta with a chance, but I think he was offside. It does remain 2-0. We do remain in second because of results going our way elsewhere. And overall, a good half. Took a little bit of time to get going, but once we've got the lead, we've held on to it quite well and extended it. So we should win today, but we're not going to make any silly substitutions. Illuminage try to whip one in. Ortola gets there. It's a poor clearance in all fairness, and Illuminage can come back at us, playing it round, looking for a pass, and they are playing it well, and they have found a pass, and they are one-on-one. But it's a really, really poor finish, and he does put it wide, and it remains 2-0. Kelj must still be drawing their other game. Obviously, Olympia have won the title now. That was decided games ago. Pretty much when they beat us, that was pretty much it. We will make we won't make a change because I've got a highlight. Illuminage knock it forward, but it's going to fall back to us. Goranak into Paul, who's obviously his lone finishes at the end of the season. Plays it to Pajaro, who has an effort. Mamu on the... Yes, well done. Mamu gets on the end of it. Finishes it off. I was going to take Pajaro off because he wasn't playing that well, but he's just assisted there. Nearly scored, so we'll leave him on for a bit longer. Good stuff there. And we do make it 3-0. It's looking comfortable now, and we just have to, fingers crossed, that Copa can hold Kelj to a draw. Whether they win or draw, it doesn't really matter. As long as they don't win, we go second. If they draw, I don't really think that has any impact anyway, because it might do. So hopefully Copa get the win. I can't work out the maths that quickly, but hopefully they get the win. But at the minute they are drawing, and that is enough to put us into second. We are very comfortably winning this game as well. So lovely stuff. Obviously this was only the first of 2 games today, and we need to win both of them. And even then we might still finish third. So we are hoping for a result elsewhere. We are currently getting a result elsewhere, but Illuminage trying to get themselves back in the game, and it's a good save from Kersey, and he's someone that's genuinely on the chopping block this season, going into the next video's transfer special. Could be tomorrow. I don't know what day this will come out, but yeah, he's very much someone that's not been very good this year, so if we can replace him, we probably will, but he's done well there, so hopefully if we are with him for next season, if we can't find a replacement, he plays more like this, and rather than how he's been playing earlier in the season. He is still relatively young for a goalkeeper, and I do think having a very poor defence has not helped him in the slightest. We obviously need to find some replacements, which is the issue we seem to have every year, that our left back goes out on, we can only find a left back on loan, the loan finishes, and then we're back playing Danuzzo. That's not going to be the case this season, of course. Next season, Danuzzo is on his way out of the club, so for now, it would have to be Egan Riley. But Illuminage, I thought they were going to get themselves back into it, but it's a good stop from Kersey. Just a bit of a poor finish, really. Should be hitting it harder than that. But we are looking good for it. Still 3-0. Illuminage are testing us a little bit, but we are managing to weather the storm quite well. We will make a couple of changes. Obviously, Goranak will be playing his last season for us next season as well. He's on his way out. He wants to, see what else is out there, which is fair enough. He can do that. We'll bring Murillo on for him, and we'll bring Egan Riley on for Alison Faye. So I do think we are okay in midfield. I do think we are very, very good in attack. Obviously, we've had a player. We have got the top scorer in the league. Mamu is top scorer by an absolute distance. I think he's on about 27 league goals, and I think the next second highest is like 15. So he is absolutely going nowhere. He is definitely at his peak. There's been no point selling him, and I just don't think he's not actually that good. Weirdly enough, like I know that sounds mad to say that, but if you look at his actual attributes, he's not actually that good. It's quite surprising how many he gets, but I think just being really tall and having very good jump and reach has definitely helped him. He just seems to finish everything. He's like Bas Dost. He doesn't do much, but he finishes a lot. I think Mateta has a very good chance to challenge for the top goal scorer next season. He's someone that's played that's been really good since he's come in. Obviously, he's not been that great today, but in general, he's been really good, and I think he's definitely a very good signing. So I think wingers, attackers, we don't, unless someone really good becomes available, we don't need to replace those. Midfield, I'm happy with. It's just the backline and goalkeeper. If we can shore up our defence, get more clean sheets like today, we will be in with a very good chance of challenging for the league next season. As you can see, goal difference, we've had some big smashings, which have kind of elevated our goal difference. But we do win today, 3-0. Copa did draw with Kelj, thankfully. So we go into the last game with it all to play for, all in our own hands as well. The destiny is in our own hands. If we win against Maribor, nothing else matters. We will finish second, and we will be getting into the second qualifying round of the Conference League, which will definitely help us because you do get a little bit, obviously, more money. If you go out in the league phase first round, it's only 129k. If you go out in the second one, it's 300k, so it's definitely worth it. We are slowly but surely, the money is going down once again. We're down to 150k. Now, obviously, hopefully we retain this sponsor. It is only a 1-year sponsor, so hopefully we get something bigger, or even just the same, but around 500-ish, about 650k there of sponsorship, plus 250. That's quite a big difference. It's almost 100 grand difference between finishing second and third. So 250k plus that, we're probably closer to about 800, 900k. So we should be okay. We haven't got any plans to sell anyone. If a big bid came in for, a Banashek, or I don't think his value is that high, like a Diarra, if 1 million came in, we'd absolutely sell him. But we haven't got any plans. Obviously, we want to keep all our key players. We do need a left back. We do need a centre back. Probably need a centre back to replace Ortola. He's not been great this season, and we probably need a goalkeeper, potentially a right back, but I feel like Agu's okay now. He's starting to play a lot better, so I'd be happy to keep Agu. We did renew some contracts as well. As you can see, everyone is under contract for at least next season. The only players obviously finishing are the loans. Everyone else is under contract for further, at least till next season. A lot of them further than that as well. So we will continue on, and I'll come back for the last game of the season at home to Maribor. So for our last game of the season, second game of the episode, we are at home to Maribor. We are currently second. It all comes down to this. If we win, nothing else matters. If we draw or lose, then it obviously depends on how Kelj are playing. We have a better goal difference, but I think it comes down to head-to-head. They might be better than us at head-to-head. I really don't know. It might be us. I can't remember. Obviously, I was going to take Kanker off straight away, but we do have a highlight. Obviously, Maribor, not an easy opposition. We could absolutely lose today. They are obviously a good side. Not done so well in the league once again, but they are again in a cup final, so obviously not a bad side at all. We have got an early highlight, and hopefully it's going to be ours. Hopefully no mistakes. Banasek into Sandy Kanker, turns his man really well and finishes. Well done, Sandy. Well, you know what? If you start like that, I'm not taking you off. He's just proven within 40 seconds why he deserves to play. Well done, Sandy Kanker. It's a lovely turn, really is. And he does give us the early lead, which is exactly what we want. Banacek with a great ball in. And we'll definitely give Sandy Kanker the half now, at least. I do obviously Mateta is a better player, but if you do that, then fair play. Unless we concede here, then we'll take him off. Okay, we're going to take him off. No messing about. I know this seems really weird to take him off, but I've seen it happen where he's scored, but then you just see him in the engine and he's just not playing well because he's just not that good of a footballer. He can finish. Maribor do get themselves level, which is really the last thing we wanted. We obviously wanted to keep our lead. We will bring Mateta on. It is very harsh on Kanker, but we absolutely cannot have any passengers in this side. Not that I think he's necessarily a passenger, but you want to get your best players on in important games, and obviously Mateta is one of our best players. You need to get him on, but the stupid league rules means we have to play an under-21 player, but you can sub them off. It's really stupid. But we do have a free kick. I believe it's Pajaro to step over it. We don't score a lot of free kicks, to be honest. I don't think we have a really good taker. It's whipped in. I can't even see the highlight. I couldn't even see it. It was so far off screen, I couldn't even see it. But Banacek has scored, and he is someone we obviously need to get a new contract for. We don't want to lose him for his low release clause. We need to get rid of that release clause, or at least make it like £1 million or something, because he is someone who could be top scorer next year. I know that sounds odd for a winger, but he could genuinely be. He's genuinely one of the best. I think he's the best player in the league. Like, genuinely, he's 18 and he's this good. If his technicals and mentals improve, he's going to be a really good player, way above the Slovenian league. I can't believe we got him on a free. The fact that he was going to be out of contract in that Croatian second division club. I don't know whether he was just wanting to leave to play in a better team or a better division, maybe, and he's just signed with us, or whether they just genuinely didn't rate him. He wasn't that good in that league. Which maybe shows you how big the step up is in Croatia, the fact that he's in the second division and wasn't doing as well, and he's absolutely ripping it up. We won't make any changes. Things are going well. We are leading the game, and that is the important thing. Kelj must be drawing their game because they're currently on 70 points. We'll pause the game and take a quick look, see how latest scores are going. We could probably just look at latest scores. We'll leave latest scores on. We know the dealio. We don't need the league table. We know we obviously can't win the league. We know we can't finish any lower than third. We are only bothered about Kelge's result. They're obviously playing Mura, who are also in a cup final, so we're playing both the cup finalists. But again, we don't need to worry about their result as long as we win. And at the minute, we are winning. But Maribor are looking to get themselves on a counter. Oh, but it's great work. Great tracking back from Benecek. And one thing he is very, very quick. He's very, very quick. His physicals are unreal. So it's really useful for things like that. Agu, down the right-hand side, swings one in, back stick, and Goranak, I thought had got on the end of it, but it was actually the substitution thing. Kelge took the lead through a penalty, which means we need to win now. Obviously, if we draw or lose, that's it. They will finish second. So we need to continue winning. We are winning. Maribor haven't had too many chances, but they could easily get themselves a goal back. We are hoping and praying Mura get themselves one back as well, just to give us a little bit of breathing room, just in case we do concede. But we are playing well. I don't want to make any changes. We've got 10 minutes to go. I really don't want to bring anyone on. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to mess with it. We probably should bring people on, but the time's just dwindling away, and we seem to be holding on well. But Maribor have a free kick. They whip it in, back stick, cleared by Shiansi. Let's go and get a third, please. Don't do anything daft. Pole into Mateta, play it to Banasek. Banasek on the ball, finds Mateta. Mateta into Goranak, please finish. And he does! Gal Goranak scores, and that should wrap it up. 88th minute. Gal Goranak gets us the third, and that should be enough to secure the win and secure our second place finish. And it is. Full-time whistle has gone. Kelge won their game, but that doesn't matter because we won ours. It was all about what we did. They dropped the points in the first game, which we needed. They didn't drop the points in the second game. But thankfully, it didn't matter because we did the business against Maribor. A 3-1 win. Kanka, Banacek and Goranak, absolute heroes. We do finish second in the league. Olympia win the title. We will be in the Europa Conference League second qualifier because, again, the Slovenian Cup doesn't involve any of the teams, doesn't involve first place. So we do get 257k. The Border Please, we've qualified for Europa League. Got some bad news for them. We're not qualifying for the Europa League because the Europa League goes to the Cup winner. So unfortunately, we are Conference League, of course. They think that because we finished second, but really we're there. So financially, we look a little bit better, 377k in the bank. Like I say, we will be joining in the second qualifying round, which is where we started last season. This season, sorry. So obviously, at the start of the season, we were in the Europa. Then we went to second qualifying round and got a team from Georgia. And then we went out in the third round to a team from Sweden. I think with the strikers we've got now, with the team we've got now, as long as we can get some defenders in early doors, we will be okay. The problem is the season starts really early. The qualifiers are in July, so we need to get our pre-season done early. Now, thankfully, we're in the second qualifying round, which means we'll probably be around here. So once the first league starts, so it won't be so early this season because we won't have these Europa ones, but. Yeah, we will have the Conference League ones. Of course, we'll be focusing on that and not the league at the start, which does harm our league challenger a little bit. But I think that's the aim now. So we've done really well. Ideally, we could get into the playoffs. I think that would be an improvement on last year. We have at least retained our position from last year, where we finished second. I actually think the top three is exactly the same. Yeah, it is. So that's not this season. That's last season. So Olympia, Tabor, and Kelge, and that's exactly how it's finished this season. So a bit of a pattern forming with us, with our three teams. Who is Martin Sluga? He looks good. 240k. I don't think we can afford that, but he looks really good. Is he Slovenian? No, he's not. Is he homegrown in Slovenia? He's on his way there. So if we ever get a load of money, you never know. Demirovic was actually a player I was after. He is really good. He was scoring goals a lot of goals in the Bundesliga. I have no idea why he was available on a free. I have no idea why he dropped down to Olympia. Hopefully they sell him for a boatload of money and he just isn't in the league. But they've done really well to get him. We tried to get him. We had a deal agreed, but he left. He didn't want to sign for us. In the end, he chose a different club. Like everyone in the league offered him a contract once he accepted ours. It was really annoying. But that's going to do it for this episode and this season of the European Journeyman. Overall, a mixed bag of a season. But in the end, we've repeated our league position and I think we're in a better position going into next season. I think the January window was really good to us this year. So I think we have less to do next year. Attack, we don't need anything. Midfield, we don't need anything. Obviously, if a really good player comes up in any of these positions, we'll take them. Perhaps a really good ball-winning midfielder to replace Faye could be a decent option. We obviously need a left-back because Paul is out of his loan, finishes at the end of the year. We have an optional fee. It's really high. We can't afford it. Cianci, obviously going. We won't be able to get him back. So we've got Ortola and Agu, and you're probably playing like Moretti or something until we can get someone else, probably Egan Riley there. So those three will go. Obviously, Vercic is gone as well. And that's it. So this is pretty much what we've got to work with. We'll cover all of this in the next episode, in the transfer special, and also look at what countries we want to be at. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the European Journeyman, and I'll see you all for the next season very soon.